True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report.
Hello, Blue Crew, and welcome back to True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report. This is your channel, your direct source for everything Los Angeles Dodgers. Before we dive deep into the news that's shaking up the MLB insiders, I need to ask you for something. If you're a true Dodgers fan, if you live and breathe blue and white, and you want in-depth analysis and exclusive news as soon as it breaks, then become part of our nation. Click that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join our community. Your support is what allows us to bring this kind of detailed content directly to you. Don't be left out. Subscribe now. Alright, let's get down to business, because today's conversation is one of those that could define the future of our franchise for a decade. We all know how the Dodgers front office, led by Andrew Friedman, operates. They are methodical, strategic, and when they decide to act, they usually do so with seismic impact. With the trade deadline approaching, speculation is rampant. The injuries we've sustained, especially the absence of Max Muncy and the inconsistencies on the mound, have created a sense of urgency. The question hanging in the air isn't if the Dodgers will make a move, but what the magnitude of that move will be. And this is where things get really serious. I've been hearing a lot of chatter, talking to a few sources, and the name that keeps coming up in hypothetical yet electrifying conversations is Paul Skenes. Yes, you heard that right. The Pittsburgh Pirates phenom, the young pitcher who looks like he was built in a lab to dominate Major League Baseball. Recently, David Schoenfield, a respected ESPN insider, outlined what he described as a blockbuster trade proposal that could theoretically bring Skenes to Los Angeles. And when I say blockbuster, I'm talking about a package that would make any general manager think twice, 3 times, maybe 10 times before signing off. The proposal is audacious and redefines the concept of all in. Let's break it down piece by piece, because every name on this list carries significant weight for our future. The package that would send Skenes to Dodger Stadium would include catcher Dalton Rushing, right-handed pitcher Emmett Sheehan, and a trio of our most valuable prospects. Outfielder Josue De Paula, our number 3 prospect, ranked number 27 overall in baseball. Infielder Alex Freeland, our number 5, number 42 overall. And left-handed pitcher Jackson Ferris, our number 7, number 69 overall. Yes, you read that correctly. We're talking about 5 players, including our top position player prospect, a young MLB starting pitcher fresh off Tommy John surgery, and 3 other elite talents who represent the future of our organization. It's a breathtaking proposal. And honestly, it's the kind of package that would be necessary to even start a conversation with the Pirates for a generational talent like Skenes. The Pirates front office would likely hang up the phone on anyone offering less. Let's be clear about who Paul Skenes is. He isn't just a good young pitcher. He is arguably the most dominant pitcher in baseball right now, and he's only 23 years old. His numbers are absurd and look like something out of a video game. He leads all of MLB in BWAR, Baseball Reference wins above replacement, with 4.8. His 2.01 ERA is the lowest among all qualified starting pitchers in the league over 121 innings pitched. And his ERA plus, which adjusts ERA for ballparks and the league, sits at 213. This means he's 113% above the league average. It's a historic performance for a rookie. He possesses a fastball that consistently hits 100, no 100, no 2, no show, and a splinker, a mix of a sinker and a splitter, that is simply devastating. He is a fierce competitor, an elite athlete, and the fact that he's a Fullerton native right here in Southern California just adds another layer to this narrative. He would be a hometown hero returning to lead his childhood team. The idea of Skenes in Dodger Blue is every fan's dream, especially considering the struggles our rotation has faced this year with injuries and inconsistency. He wouldn't be a short-term rental, he'd be under team control for many years, forming a potentially legendary top 3 with Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Tyler Glasnow. Now, let's talk about the cost. The price is astronomical, and this is where the analysis needs to be cold and objective, setting passion aside for a moment. Dalton Rushing, until recently, was considered our number 1 prospect. He's a catcher with real power and a disciplined approach at the plate. He's already reached the big leagues this year to help us out and has shown glimpses of his potential. Losing a young, promising catcher, a notoriously difficult position to develop, would be a tough blow. Emmett Sheehan is another crucial name, a 25-year-old righty whom we've just gotten back from Tommy John surgery. In his first 2 starts back, he's posted a 2.00 ERA, proving he has the stuff to be an effective MLB starter. Trading him now, just as his value is starting to solidify again, would be selling a valuable asset that could be part of our rotation for years. And then we get to the crown jewels of the package, the 3 elite prospects. Josue De Paula is an outfielder with 5-tool potential, a talent many scouts believe could become a star. Alex Freeland is a versatile infielder with a solid bat, and Jackson Ferris is a lefty with an extremely high ceiling. Together, they represent a significant part of the next wave of Dodgers talent. Giving all of that up would be gutting a considerable portion of our farm system, something Andrew Friedman has historically avoided. He has built this organization on sustainability, winning now without sacrificing the future. This trade would test that philosophy to its absolute limit. It would be a declaration that the future is now and that any cost is justifiable to maximize our championship window with Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, and Freddie Freeman. Looking at the situation from a strategic standpoint, the question our front office must be asking is Paul Skenes a unicorn? Is he the type of player who transcends the normal standards of asset evaluation and justifies a move that goes against your own team building philosophy? My analysis, based on what we are seeing on the field, is that the answer is dangerously close to yes. Talents like Skenes don't come around often. We're talking about a potential Steven Strasburg or Garrett Cole, but perhaps with an even higher ceiling. Adding him to a rotation that already features Yamamoto Glasnow and a recovering Walker Buehler would create what would be without a doubt the best and most fearsome starting rotation in baseball. It would give us an overwhelming advantage in any playoff series. Imagine a 7-game series where opponents have to face Glasnow, Yamamoto, Skenes, and Buehler. It's a terrifying prospect for the rest of the league and would practically guarantee our position as the overwhelming World Series favorites. Not just this year, but for the next 5 or 6 years. This move wouldn't just be for 2024. Skenes is under team control until 2030. It would be securing a top-tier ace for the entire Ohtani Freeman Betts era, filling the biggest gap on our roster with the best possible solution on the market. On the other hand, we have to consider the Pirates' perspective. For a rebuilding team like Pittsburgh, this package would be a dream come true. They would receive 5 potentially high-impact players for one. Dalton Rushing could become their starting catcher for a decade. Emmett Sheehan would slot directly into their rotation, and De Paula, Freeland, and Ferris could become the core of their next competitive team. It would be such a massive infusion of talent that it could accelerate their rebuild by several years. General Manager Ben Cherington would be doing his duty to his franchise by securing its future in a way that is rarely possible. As much as it would hurt Pirates fans to see Skenes go, the logic behind accepting a package like this would be impeccable. They would be trading one guaranteed star for 5 chances at multiple stars, filling several positions of need at once. This is why Schoenfield's proposal, while painful for us, is realistic in terms of what it would take. The Pirates have no reason to trade Skenes unless they get an offer that is simply too good to refuse. A franchise-altering offer. This package qualifies. The risk for the Dodgers, however, is immense and cannot be understated. Baseball history is littered with prospect trades that have gone horribly wrong. What if Dalton Rushing becomes an all-star? What if Josue De Paula becomes the next Ronald Acuna Jr.? What if Emmett Sheehan has a solid career and Jackson Ferris becomes an ace? We would be looking back at this trade as the moment we mortgaged our future for a single player, no matter how brilliant. Freeman's philosophy has been to build a sustainable machine, an evil empire that replenishes itself from within. This move would be a casino bet, pushing all our chips onto a single number. Furthermore, there is always the risk of injury in baseball, especially for pitchers who throw with as much velocity as Skenes. While he looks indestructible now, the track record of hard-throwing elite pitchers is not free from surgeries and long rehabilitation periods. It would be a bet of over $100 million in prospect value on the health and continued performance of a 23-year-old. The pressure on Skenes to not just be good, but to be an instant legend in Los Angeles would be astronomical. Ultimately, the decision comes down to a risk versus reward analysis. The reward is potentially the greatest dynasty in modern baseball. The risk is undermining the very foundation that has made us so consistently excellent for over a decade. Personally, as a fan who yearns for multiple World Series rings in this golden era, the temptation is almost unbearable. I trust Andrew Friedman and his team to make the right call, but a talent like Paul Skenes forces even the most disciplined executives to question their own rules. He's the kind of player you break the mold for. He's the kind of player that wins championships. The question is, are we willing to pay the price no matter how high? This is the great question hanging over Dodger Stadium as the deadline nears. Will the front office stick to its methodical approach and perhaps make smaller, safer moves? Or will they swing for the fences and attempt the biggest deal of the decade? Final analysis: the trade proposal for Paul Skenes is the ultimate test of the Dodgers' all-in philosophy. The cost involving rushing Sheehan and 3 elite prospects is monumental and would significantly weaken the farm. However, the reward of acquiring a 23-year-old generational ace under long-term team control could solidify the Dodgers' rotation as baseball's best for years and maximize the Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman championship window. It's a high-risk gamble, but with a potential payoff that could define a dynasty. Now I ask you, the Blue Crew, if you were Andrew Friedman, would you make this trade? Would you give up 5 of our best young talents for Paul Skenes? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. I want to know what the nation thinks. Thank you for watching True Blue Nation, Dodgers Report. For more exclusive news, in-depth analysis, and instant updates, make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. I'll be keeping a close eye on all the movements and will bring the information to you as soon as I have it. Stay tuned.